Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
Hey,
welcome to Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dan Lombardo of Earth. With me, as always, Daniel Reyes, also of Earth.
that's
He
right.
doesn't throw that around. He doesn't flash it around. He doesn't tell
That's right. I
everybody,
try not to throw it around too much.
Yeah, but he too hails from the third rock from the sun.
As far as we know,
As far as we know, that's right. I mean,
we don't know for
Lot of-
sure.
a lot of stuff they've been saying on Capitol Hill last couple weeks.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I could be an alien. Who knows?
It could be. We don't know.
Yeah.
We just
But
don't know.
so it's just us. That seems
Yeah?
weird.
Okay.
Were we not able to get?
Does it though? At what point does it become the norm?
Man, I don't know. So we weren't able to get Scott. We weren't able to get Gentry.
Yeah.
I do have a way to maybe get somebody else.
Okay. Who do we got?
Hold on. Let me.
Ethan Peck. Ethan Peck is hosting Trekcast?
That's right. Let me see if I can light the.
The beacon of Aberdeen is lit!
Hope is kindled.
It's coming. We'll light it. We'll light it. There it is. And he's back, baby.
The favorite part of all of that is where you got Scott shrinking into the background.
I didn't even have to say Mecca Lecca Hi Mecca Heiny Ho. You just appeared.
That's right.
Oh, that was brilliant. Morning, everybody.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello
Oh,
from
Chad.
sunny England.
If only that was true. He says the Gorn impregnated Chad with egg babies, and he's with Nurse Chapel at the moment. God, I wish I was with Nurse Chapel at the moment. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Oh.
so many Gorn babies.
Smoke a cigar just thinking about it.
Oh, no, he's got cigars.
What? Is that a cigar or a pretzel
Yeah.
rod? What are you doing?
No, it's a cigar. It's a cigar.
All right.
Okay.
I don't light them. I just chew on them. I just kind of gnaw on them.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
That's something new.
No,
That's
this
not
has
a word.
always been a thing. I've always done this.
Chad is
Yes.
cheating on us. He
Yes,
is.
with Nurse Chapel, you would too, Bronson. any of the ladies listening to this show right now can also attest that they also would.
Jasmine, that's what my dad does. Chewing on cigars.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
thought his
just,
dad. Thought his
cheated on Nurse Chapel too.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't clear, so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
could be.
Yeah.
I mean, both are good. Okay, both are fine.
solid options either way.
Yes, either way.
Okay.
I can't-
Why
yeah.
is your name? Why is your name Last Show?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah. So I mean, there's been a lot of speculations and rumors with me being absent over the summer quite a bit.
true.
A lot going on. So we'll just rip the Band-Aid off right now and just
Yeah.
look. Today is going to be my last episode of Trekcast. Until we do another one.
That's right. That's right.
You know, Scott Bowders was listening to that, and he was like,
he had
you,
his
ever,
heart left.
you ever see
Yeah.
that meme with the black dude in the yellow suit? He's half behind the tree.
Yes,
and he's
yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
Or the one with the guy behind the fern bush going,
Right.
he's waiting to jump
Right.
out. It's his turn.
Oh man.
No. It is my last one covering season 2 of Strange New Worlds, though.
That's
As
true.
Dan
That
pointed
works.
out, that works.
That
as
works. Yeah, we could do that.
Until we
Down
take a
with
break,
that.
have one episode, and then go right back to Lower Decks.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Oh, is that how soon it?
that's how soon it is.
September
Yeah,
7th. Actually, no, that's 2 weeks. No, that's like almost a month. That's almost a month. September 7th.
I
So
don't even know what
from
day it
from
is.
what I
It's
counted,
the 13th.
we would have one episode. Like if we take a break, do one episode, take another week off, and then come back. It's Lower Decks.
oh, well, yeah, it's a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
We should try to fit in some trivia shows. I don't know, some fun little shows, non-review episode kind of things.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of time after Lower Decks is over.
You know,
This is true.
you got to be here to do that, Chad.
Yeah,
You mean I got to show up?
Yeah.
I can't just
you
say I'm
do.
a host and not come on the show. I mean,
Your
You
favorite
do.
show's around the corner, man. Discovery's back.
the amount of prep work for this show though is killing me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Chaz, you're right. Watch along shows. We've talked about that for forever. We should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's some legalities with watch-alongs, but yeah.
Well, as long as we're not streaming the video, if we're
Right.
telling people when to start the video and we're just
Yes,
watching it.
that's what you have to do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you play the audio at the same time?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so. Yeah. That's too bad. It'd be hilarious to have us interacting with. Oh, I copied it, but I didn't send it to you guys. I'll send you guys this link. You got to watch this later. I'll do it
Okay.
right now before I forget about it.
Yeah, yeah. Send
All right.
it. All right. Well, should we get to the news?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it. Let's go for the news.
Star Trek news.
All right. So our first news story comes to us from trekmovie.com. And apparently Paramount had their big second quarter financial results this week or on Monday. And so we are learning more things about what Paramount plans to do in the future. And they are going to be cutting back big time.
No.
Yeah, they did announce that they have 61 million subscribers to Paramount Plus right now. And even then, they are still losing hundreds of millions of dollars. So they need to cut back. They say they have a laser focus on content, that they have plans in place. They have learned that they have been doing too much content per franchise, so they want to scale it back. So they say they need to have enough content to keep people interested, but not too much to overwhelm them. So this might be why Prodigy is going away, is the theory, but
Laser focus on content. We're doing too much content. Those things don't seem to jive.
oh yeah, this is all
I'll
corporate
tell you
bullshit.
right now. I'll tell you right now. I
Yeah.
scroll through Netflix sometimes, and I have to scroll past so much crap
Mhm.
that I have zero interest in before finding something that I'm even remotely interested in. At this point, I don't even know why I have Netflix
Mhm.
anymore. But I think the same people that are piloting that sinking ship are piloting the Paramount Plus sinking ship, because they made this big push over the last few months about Netflix hired Arnold Schwarzenegger as their action
Whatever.
their action
yeah.
their action czar, to make sure
Yeah.
there's enough action, right? And then I get an email from Netflix, what's leaving Netflix this month. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is leaving Netflix this month. That is arguably the role and the movie that he is most known for. If I had to pick one Schwarzenegger movie that I could only watch one Schwarzenegger movie ever again for the rest of my life, it would probably be Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Why is that leaving Netflix?
Why
after
why
they
is it not
just
Kindergarten
announced?
Cop?
Yeah, or
'Cause it's-
Last Action Hero.
It's not a tumor. Get out of here. It's not a tumor.
That's like, yeah, the best one-liner ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
They
You know,
can't
the-
show that movie. They can't show that movie anymore, because the 5-year-old says boys have a penis, girls have a vagina, and that's not true anymore. So, it's hate speech.
We're just
Did they
killing
make a
Daniel.
sequel? Did they
Every
make a
time he
sequel
makes
to-
these kinds of comments, they just kill. Did they make a sequel to Kindergarten Cop?
Yeah,
They
with Dolph
did.
Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren. Yeah.
Oh, good lord!
Yeah, it went
Yep.
straight to Blockbuster.
Yeah, it was something like the Russian government wants to make the best kindergarten teacher ever. So they shoot him up with steroids and computers, but he's still not a match for a regular good old American kindergarten teacher.
Oh God,
You
is that
know-
really the premise?
No,
Probably.
I
that's
wouldn't
Rocky
be
Four.
surprised.
Come on, man,
It
that's
sounds
Rocky
like it.
Four.
No, I
Yeah.
know, but I still wouldn't be surprised. Oh, well.
You know, it's funny though. Growing up as a kid, watching the Schwarzenegger movies, or seeing Dolph Lundgren, or seeing anything with Wesley Snipes, or what's his name, the karate guy from the
Steven Seagal.
no, not that loser, the other one, the French dude.
Von
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Damme.
Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
All of those guys, and of course Sylvester Stallone. All I ever wanted was to see all of them together in one action movie.
Uh-huh. And then
And
they
then
did
we
it.
got it with Expendables.
Right.
And it was awesome and amazing, and they stopped making those. I don't know why.
They're
I
making
still want
another
to
one.
see 70-year-old action heroes.
No, they're making
I-
another one. Part 4 is coming out like later this month or next
I've
month.
never
something like
seen any of those
You
movies.
gotta watch them. They're like chicken
Rob
soup for
Van
the
Dam.
soul.
that. That's a
Yeah.
wrestler, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know he is.
they really are. It's like such a great. They're so stupid and they're so
Mhm.
predictable, but it's just a perfect, nostalgic action movie with all those guys together in one.
It's
It's
somebody in
fantastic.
a toy box and just bash the figures together.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's perfect. It makes you feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
So anyway,
All right, I've got a couple little news interesting things going around. So to promote season 2 of Strange New Worlds, the finale, they sent the producers out to do interviews, and so Akiva Goldsman was doing an interview with Variety, and he was all excited about season 2, and he did mention that the longer that Strange New Worlds goes, we will see potentially more TOS characters like
Yeah.
Cthulhu and Bones. So they're excited
Yeah.
about that. Also, we are learning that because of the strike and because of everything, we probably will not get the resolve of this cliffhanger until 2025.
Oh God.
Yeah.
all year next year, nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're past the 100-day mark, which is the longest strike in history, wasn't it?
Well, they're past the 100-day mark for writers. Actors, not so much, but still. Yeah, and it's going to keep going. So,
Yeah, they gotta be careful, because here's the thing. Strikes are tough.
yeah.
You go on strike, and the people who agree with you and support you,
Mhm.
at some point they start feeling the pain of your striking, and you start to lose some of them. So they have to find the sweet spot of
Mhm.
when and how to end this thing.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
we'll see.
And right now, like, the studios aren't even coming to the table. They just the first time in like 90 days they did with the writers just last week. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, they don't need to yet.
that's the thing. They don't have their investors yelling at them yet. So
Yeah.
to get more content going. But
Hmm.
and then our last news story. This came out from Variety because they're probably just kicking over rocks for news stories at this point. But this little interesting little factoid came out. Apparently, Timothy Olyphant was originally supposed to be Captain Kirk in the Star Trek movies instead of Chris Pine. Timothy Olyphant, if you don't know who he is, he's from Justified.
I do. I
Yeah,
don't
never
know
heard
that.
of him.
He was
He's a
also-
great actor.
He was
Right.
also in The Mandalorian. He plays that sheriff that hangs out with Boba Fett in The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Dan would get it with that.
He's not a Kirk to me.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a wry, kind of jokey attitude to him.
Sure, he does, but he's a little
Yeah.
too tall and spindly for that. I think Chris Pine was perfect.
That's apparently J.J. Abrams called him and says, "I found a guy younger and who's really good." That's what happened to Timothy Olyphant. So
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting.
No, I like Oliphant. I like Justified was a fantastic series. Really,
Mhm.
really good. I think they came out with some kind of sequel to it or whatever, where he's in a big
Yeah,
city.
I think it's out now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's gonna do any good or not. I don't know. It seems kind of the wrong place to put him. But
I've read good reviews, but I haven't watched it, and I love Justified. I just
yeah, Justified's fantastic.
yeah.
So
So
yep.
all right. Well, that's all the news stories. Let's get to the main topic.
Fun will now commence.
There,
So
and I was like, don't we do feedback and then we do?
yeah, the order of things. These are the order of things.
This is the order of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's news, it's main topic, and then feedback.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had season 2, episode 10, season finale, Hegemony, whatever.
Hegemony. Yeah.
Hegemony. Yeah.
So I watched it. I was on vacation this week.
Oh, nice.
I took the wife and kids up to Lake George. Spent a week at the Great Escape Lodge. So I watched this episode on my son's iPad in the lobby with my earbuds in while I had my morning coffee one morning this week. And then I tried to rewatch it last night, only got about halfway through, and I got a splitting migraine. And I spent, it was terrible. It was the worst migraine I've ever had. I spent a couple hours on the couch with like a wet rag over my eyes. And yeah, it was bad. So I've seen it 1.5 times.
Okay.
The second time I was taking notes, but my notes end when they start pushing the saucer section into the planet.
Okay.
So sorry.
I've got the log line.
Okay.
And it says when the USS Enterprise investigates an attack on a colony at the edge of Federation space, Captain Pike and his crew face the return of a formidable enemy. There you go. So the Gorn are back, baby. They're Gorning it up.
I was really intrigued with the idea of this colony that they're on, and they mention how this is a colony that's using the quote Midwest model, and they're modeling it after a Midwestern town in the United States. And it got me wondering, like, you know, you're a human, it's the 23rd or the 24th century, you know, you're sitting down to dinner with your wife and you're like, all right, I got this crazy idea.
Yeah.
Let's be colonists. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know, honey. Earth is nice. No. Listen, I went to the place today. I got the pamphlets. We could choose from the Midwest model, the Old West model. They have a medieval model, Greco-Roman, Ancient Orient, Native American.
You know, we literally
American
travel
colonial
beyond light speed.
Yeah.
We can summon food just by talking to the machine.
Yep.
All of that gone.
Yep. But it's like, no, I want to live on, I don't know, the prehistoric model. Is there like a caveman? It's like medieval times, but you live there. Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
Honey, do you like casserole? Because we're going to go to the future and have casserole in our Midwest town.
But, then it got me thinking, like, okay, the Federation has colonies. Are there human colonies and Vulcan colonies? Are they integrated? Can a human choose to go live in a Vulcan model colony? Is that cultural appropriation, or are they beyond that?
Well, in Enterprise, we had the Old West town, right?
But that was different. Those were people that were kidnapped by aliens.
Okay.
In the 1800s, in the 1800s.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then it got me. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when I saw them wanting to live that way, I thought of them as like space Amish.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. That's kind of what I got the vibe of.
Yeah, but I mean, they had cars and stuff. They looked like six-wheeled golf carts.
But comparatively, right?
Yeah. The barber shop, he's ringing the bell outside.
Yeah.
He's not using a PA system or whatever.
They got their AOL CDs to get their internet.
Yep. But then it got me thinking.
Yeah.
It got me thinking of the political structure of all this. So this appeared to be a human colony,
right?
But they're not a member of the Federation. They didn't want to be a member of the Federation. Yet the Federation is. the Federation is there offering
Yeah.
support or whatever.
Yeah.
But so does each colony that becomes a Federation member, do they get a vote in the Federation Council? Do they count as a Federation planet? I just feel like by the 24th century, we often hear them say, "Oh, it's a federation of over 150 planets."
Right.
So is that 150 different species, like 150 homeworlds, or is that 150 planets? Because I feel like by the 24th century, Earth probably has 150 colonies itself out there. And then if you're a human living on a Federation colony, who's your elected official in the Federation Council? Do you vote for the Earth representative, or do you have your own representative, or are there 3 houses of Congress? There's the Homeworld House, the Colony House, and then the Senate. How does it work? These are the things.
Yeah.
These are the things that I want to know.
What kind of voting structure? First past the post, rank and file,
What's that?
Rank choice voting. What do they do?
Rank choice voting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So the answer to the question of is it 150 planets or is it 150 home worlds?
Okay.
Do you guys hear that?
Yeah.
No.
It went
A
away.
little bit of feedback. Okay. Anyway, if you hear it again, let me know. The answer to 150 planets or 150 homeworlds is sure.
Right. Oh, of course.
Come on.
That's the real answer.
They never clear it up. There's nothing anywhere that clears all that up.
Right.
I kind of hang on the side that it's 150 homeworlds. It's 150 different species.
That's what I think as well.
That's kind of what I go off of. But.
Yeah.
So here's my other thing, and I'm not trying to take a big dump on this episode. I'm not, but we'll skip ahead a little bit. The Gorn attacked a human colony outside of Federation space. Why would the colonists ever choose to settle there? That's like a bunch of Americans choosing to build a community on a small unclaimed island that's in international waters, but it just happens to be next to North Korea. Why would you ever do that?
I can almost guarantee you that if there was an uninhabited island 150, 200, 300 miles off the coast of North Korea, someone would try to colonize it.
Yeah, China. Not a bunch of Amish people from Pennsylvania who are like, what?
This is true,
We're out. Let's move to almost North Korea.
I mean, there's a reason why we have stuff in Guam. So, yeah, it doesn't make, it does, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't make sense from the standpoint of everything you just mentioned. You're right. That seems stupid when you couch it that way. But for those people who either A, don't know any better, or B, don't quite understand what the issue is with the Gorn in the first place. Yeah. In terms of people wanting to have a frontier, wanting to get away from the norms of society and do something different and on their own, man, that happens every day. That happens every day in the United States. People are just wanting to get away from society. They want to move out of the city. They want to go somewhere different. They move to a different county or a different state or even a different country. So I don't see any reason. I mean, that's just humans in general. I don't see any reason why that would change in the next 300-400 years for people. I just don't. So yes, I have Pike's hair. Thank you very much, T-Bear.
That's right.
And so I mean,
I got Cisco hair.
Yeah.
I got Neelix's hair.
There you go. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this guy
We've done that forever,
right here.
Chaz.
George Kirk. George, right? That's his name?
No.
George Kirk?
No, it's not George.
Sam
Sam
Kirk.
Kirk.
Sam Kirk.
George was the dad.
Yeah. So, what's the deal with this guy?
I don't know. They just throw him in every once in a while for no reason.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not supposed to like him. Do you get that? Do you get that feeling?
I like him.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, though. I get the feeling that we're supposed to be annoyed by him. I don't understand how he can just walk into a command officers meeting like that anyway.
Yeah.
That was dumb. Like, what the hell happened there?
Yeah.
So I realized something last night, and I don't know if this contributes to not to getting a weird vibe from him, but he has a mustache but no other facial hair.
Yeah.
Which is extremely uncommon nowadays. It used to be very common.
Yeah.
But it's extremely uncommon nowadays.
It's coming back with younger guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
all right.
I wish it wouldn't, but
Okay.
it is.
Yeah. Coming back.
But I mean, it used to be very common. It's now very uncommon. I mean, even to the point where a lot of uniformed services that would never allow a beard are softening their facial hair policies. You see police departments with guys with full beards now, where that was never allowed. It used to be, military standards.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is with him. And I don't know if it's the mustache.
I don't know if they're trying to. Yeah, it's the Chester molester mustache. But
Well,
I don't know
that's
if
the
they're
thing.
just
Do you remember when Bordas got a mustache?
Yes.
But it was
Yes.
just a mustache. And they were like,
Uh-huh.
all right, and they said, "What are you joining the fire department?" Because that's the only thing you could have in the fire department was just a mustache.
Right.
I missed that show.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm annoyed by Sam a little bit, and I was very annoyed with him in this episode because here's a chicken shit guy in xenobiology. All of a sudden, throws himself into the command staff meeting. He shouldn't be able to just walk in on that, and is all like, "I want to go kick some ass." Like, really, trim your beard, okay? You're getting ahead of yourself.
He also had his brother on the ship 2 weeks in a row, making him feel
him look
less.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
haven't
they
even
got-
said if we like the episode. We just got right into just ripping.
Oh
on
no,
it.
I like Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? It's Strange New Worlds, buddy.
Oh yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. There's plenty.
Yeah.
There's plenty wrong with it.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Same.
There's plenty.
I liked
There's
it,
plenty
too.
wrong with it, but I like it. I do like it. There's some silly things like the new. We got this new technology that can take out the Gorn. You know what else could take out the Gorn? Old technology.
Bullets.
Yeah.
Bullets.
Yeah.
Bullets.
Yeah.
A projectile fired through a metal tube by using the expanding gases behind it. That's proven technology.
Flamethrower always works.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's really what they should have brought out.
Yeah. Let's
is
just
a
make it aliens.
flamethrower. Yeah, because it's so much a Ridley Scott production here with aliens going on. I mean,
Well-
it really is.
Yeah.
I had a thought on that. So the Gorn have become like Star Trek's xenomorphs, aliens from the Aliens franchise.
Yeah.
And if
more
I
or
remember,
less.
if I remember correctly, those xenomorphs, whatever they impregnate, the offspring take on some of the characteristics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've been impregnating a lot of humans lately. Maybe that's why the Gorn that we're going to see in 5 years when Captain Kirk fights him on what is it, Cestus 3 or whatever. Maybe that's why he looks more human than what we're seeing right now.
I can't remember where I saw it, but someone was pointing out that apparently in the books and in even like the role-playing games, like the older ones, there are two subspecies of Gorn. There are like the humanoid-looking one, and then they're kind of like the one we're seeing now on Strange New Worlds. So,
Well, the adult one that we saw this week that was in the
First
the
adult one
space,
we've seen.
yeah,
yes,
first one.
was in the
Yeah.
spacesuit. We saw him clinging to the ceiling. We didn't see him standing upright.
Right.
And the last adult Gorn that we saw was in the second to last episode of Enterprise, and it was terrible CGI.
Indeed, it was.
But
PlayStation 1 graphics, baby.
yeah, yeah. But it was kind of the same thing. He wasn't standing upright. He was kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know if he was on all fours or just hunched over. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah,
So
I forget what he even looked like in that one.
I watched a little bit of the Will Wheaton show, They didn't really do any interviews. It was all like just about special effects. That adult Gorn is a dude in a suit. It's not CGI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Well, yeah. So I mean, that's the only adult that we've seen on this show. The others have all been, little babies, and the fact that they're not attacking each other anymore, that could also be that they're taking on some human characteristics.
Yeah.
They're cooperative.
Yeah.
They're a pack animal, a herd animal, as opposed to something like a reptile that.
I don't take that as I don't take that as an evolutionary thing or a genetic change or even a pattern change from the Gorn. I take that more as we don't, at this point in time, the Federation doesn't know a whole lot about the Gorn, and the people in the Enterprise only know what La'an tell them. She was on a different planet under different circumstances, which was which could have just been looked at as a true breeding planet. Yeah. From the standpoint of we want to breed the best warriors, therefore they're going to compete. We've told them to compete. Whereas here, they're trying to colonize or they're trying to take over the resources or whatever else. And so, yeah, here, guys, we're not trying to raise warriors. Here, we're just trying to consume and hold on to. So, of course, we're going to work together. We don't want to kill each other over it, right? Okay. So, I mean, I could see that more. They're supposedly intelligent creatures. And, of course, when we see the adult this time around, finally, he's trying to bypass security protocols.
Yeah.
So that's true.
So I mean, I look at them as being very, very intelligent, very, very aggressive. But I would think that they're able to at least tell or talk to their young ones in terms of, okay, now's the time to compete. It's like a cockfight. The roosters are going to go in there and compete, and who wins is going to be the best soldier. But now, hey, guess what, guys? We got to take over the area and secure it and grow and breed. Don't kill each other, just make more. That's kind of the way I look at it, and that's why there's differences there.
I could see that. I think
it's an erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. I think though that this episode kind of showed me something in that they were calling back to their previous encounter with them, saying we learned, about the lights and that they somehow communicate with lights and everything. I'm hoping that they have like a roadmap, like the writers, of what they want to eventually get the Gorn to be.
Yeah,
it sounds like it, but I guess
we'll find out. We'll find out in 2025.
Yeah, they got plenty of time to think about where they're gonna do with them. So, yeah.
Well, Gentry brings up a good point. He says for a species that communicates with light, it sure was figuring out that security override quickly. Now, here's the thing, Gentry. We know that they communicate with light, but that doesn't mean that they only communicate with light. I go back to that episode when they're doing that, and then you go to this episode where they've put that beacon down or whatever to scramble all the communications, right? Well, it scrambles their own as well, and so therefore they have to use light to communicate when they're trying to jam everything else, right? So I don't think that they only communicate with light. I think that's kind of that's so limiting, honestly, unless it's like an optical thing that gets picked up and translated back. But I mean, they clearly have a language. They can clearly read or something. I mean, he's tapping away on those controls, going nuts on it, trying to break the override. So I look at that as just one of their techniques.
Yeah, they have interstellar.
Everything else.
They have interstellar travel. They can communicate with some other way other than clicking a flashlight at each other.
I think when the universal translator finally kicks in and we can interpret all the hissing and growling and we get a voice now, I really want them to all to have strong Boston accents and just be angry Gorn.
Yeah, so two things with that. Wolf asked a good question. He says, what was the Gorn trying to get to? Obviously, he's trying to get to whatever. He's trying to get into the computer. He's trying to get data. He's trying to get all the background, details, deployment, ships, rosters, numbers, crew, locations. He's trying to get all that kind of stuff. To me, that's the only thing I could think that they would want or care about. Is just locations of more food. Because they really do look at every other race as food, honestly. Right. So far, at this point, that's all we've seen. So, and then the other thing. It'll come back to me in a second. I had two
Okay.
things there, but whatever. Keep going.
So I thought it was interesting. When Pike is talking to Admiral April there.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that feedback again.
Yeah.
Well, it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he says, something like, well, maybe we just don't understand them.
Right.
And Pike says, they're not hard to understand, Bob. They're monsters.
Right.
And he says, monster is a word to describe
Things
those who
we
don't understand. Yeah, those who don't understand us. And Pike, without skipping a beat, sometimes a monster is just a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of got echoes. I know they're not saying the exact same thing, but I got echoes of Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, when Kirk and Spock are discussing the Klingons.
Yeah.
And he says, Jim, there's a historic opportunity here. Don't believe them. Don't trust them. He says, they're dying. He says, let them die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure they were thinking that, foreshadowing that. So
I just look at it that they're doing a good job, at least layering all the different sides of the Gorn and keeping a lot of it in mystery, not knowing exactly what the whole in-game thing there is. And for me, I look at the Gorn as as just a species that consumes.
Mhm.
They're very intelligent, they're very aggressive, and they just consume.
Bronson asks, is Batel gone?
I think
goner.
she's dead.
Yeah, I think that's more dramatic than she survives and we keep going.
We've seen way too much of her this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always around in her ship. There's a relationship thing there. We know he's without her down the road.
Yes.
He knows it too.
He knows he's without her down the road.
He knows it as well.
And he hasn't said it yet, but I'm sure he's going to say that, in my visions, I didn't see her.
Mm-hmm.
When
Right.
the me from the future visited me last season, he didn't mention her at
Right.
all.
Gentry says next season we're going to have a Gorn dance number. Yeah, so that reminds me of the other point I was going to make about the Gorn. This whole theory they came up with, the CSM or whatever is the coronal mass CMS, the coronal mass ejection, and that draws the Gorn in. No. Totally wrong and backwards. That makes them sound so insect-like and
Yeah,
so
they're like moths.
Yeah, that makes them sound like they're dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think that they created that because they were trying to clear out the area.
I got a great transition. Speaking of dumb, let's go over our predictions.
Oh boy,
So we
All right.
did
this would be bad.
a bunch of, yeah, you may want to write down numbers here. We did a bunch of predictions for the beginning of the season, what we thought would happen. We went by likely and unlikely. So let's go through them all. First one was number 1 returns to the ship for good within the first episode. So Chad said that this was unlikely, and both myself and Dan said that it was likely. Chad was correct. She didn't show up until the second episode.
So I get a point for that.
You get a point for that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
1 point for Chad, 0
1 point for
0 for
Chad.
Daniel and Daniel.
Yeah.
All right.
Now
Okay.
we got next one was Spock turns evil for at least one episode. Chad and Dan both said that was likely, and I said it was unlikely. It didn't happen, so that's 1 point for me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Next one was we visit the mirror universe. Chad said unlikely. I also said unlikely. Dan said it was likely. So both Chad and I get a point because that did not happen.
Oh my God, I'm doing horrible here.
You're 0
Yeah.
for 3, Dan. You're 0 for 3. Daniel and I are tied.
Yep.
3 or 2?
0 for 3. We've done 3 of them now, and you didn't get any of them.
Yeah.
You each got, so it's 3
I got-
0 3.
You're 0 for 3.
Okay.
Daniel is 0 1 1. I am 1 0 1.
Okay.
All right, so you each got 2.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Next one. The new chief engineer survives the season and remains on the ship. So both Chad and Dan said that it was unlikely, and I was correct and said it was likely.
I just
she's still there.
yeah, I don't understand how they didn't kill her, especially with Scott right there. Scotty's there now, right?
Well, we
I
do have a
mean-
cliffhanger, so
Yeah. So if she dies in the next episode, does that because it's the two-parter? Does that can't?
No,
No, it's
You know, we
season
can't go
3,
back
baby.
and retroactively fix this, can
Yeah.
we? Shit.
Nope. Man,
right.
I'm still got nothing.
Daniel's ahead
Oh.
3.
Number 5. The ship blows up. Both myself and Chad said it was unlikely, and Dan said it was likely. So Dan was wrong, and Chad and I were correct.
Man, oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Daniel's running away with this though. He's 4 out of 5.
Next one. Pike's ultimate fate is somehow avoided. Chad said unlikely. Dan said unlikely. I said unlikely. So we all got it correct.
Dan
All right.
finally got one.
Yeah, but I didn't gain on you at all.
No, of course not. I think at this point you can't. I mean, I don't know how many
Ugh.
predictions we
We
had.
got
but
4
I
more
mean,
left. So
Yeah, there's no
Ugh.
way for you to catch up. I don't
I
think.
could tie. I could tie
could
Daniel.
tie. That's about
all
it,
I could do.
all right. Next one. Hemmer returns in a flashback or otherwise.
Oh Lord.
Chad got this wrong by saying unlikely,
Yeah.
whereas Dan and I both said it likely.
Yeah.
And it
I was
happened
wrong.
in episode 6.
Yep. It was a good
Okay.
episode.
All right.
It was a good episode. All right, number 7. We see cartoon versions of at least 2 Strange New Worlds crew members during the crossover. Chad got it incorrect by saying unlikely, whereas Dan and I said likely. And we had the big room scene with pretty much all of them. So
I'm gaining on Chad.
you're
don't need to
gaining on
be-
Chad.
I don't need to beat Daniel, but I need to beat Chad.
All right. Number 9. Discovery gets name dropped. They have to say the name. Both Chad and myself said likely. Dan was the only one who was correct to say unlikely because it didn't happen.
All right, so I'm tied with Chad.
Yeah,
And
you
then
are.
the last one. There is a reference to an Enterprise character. We all got it correct by saying likely because it did happen in the crossover. They name dropped Archer, Hoshi, and Mayweather.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
So
I
there
tied
you go.
Chad. I can live with that.
Okay.
Yep. Tied. Daniel ran away with it. 1, 2. Well, you got 8 out of 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
you only missed 2, so you got 8 out of 10.
Wow,
Yeah.
good job, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll have to do this again for Strange New Worlds.
You mean lower decks?
Lower decks. Yeah. Whatever. So what does the winner get? A golden triple, a double dog? That is a sandwich.
Sandwich from the opening, yeah.
Yeah.
Which has been sitting in the fridge all this
you know
time.
what? I want that sandwich. It's a
Yeah.
good looking sandwich.
Yeah.
It is.
We got out on a pontoon on the lake here close by yesterday. Kind of a new thing we're going to do at the end of the summer before the kids go back to school. We'll get out on a boat
Oh,
for
cool.
a couple of hours, and we took sandwiches with us, and we didn't have sandwiches look like that, but we had regular old hoagie style on regular buns, but it was fun.
Nice.
Good sandwich.
Right on. Well, let's get to feedback.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I had a couple things in my notes.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Just-
Go
just-
for it.
So they keep mentioning Dr. Corby, that Chapel is going to go do this internship or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He is from TOS. I don't know if you guys realized, but that is her ex fiance. So she
He
gets
makes the
involved
robots,
with him.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Star Trek trope in 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm about to disobey our orders, but feel free to participate.
Yes.
I kind of, I do one of those whenever that happens. You
There's
guys know
got to
how
be
I
like
feel.
one guy who's like, well, they told us to leave. Let's leave. I'm going to just get in my shuttle and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this got me a little bit worried
Okay.
when Pike said, "You were born for this, Erica." Are we going to lose her?
Yep.
Oh, I thought about that.
Yep.
Because at some
I
point
hope-
they're going to need a Sulu.
I hope not, because I don't know why, but she's really grown on me
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
this season.
Yeah.
So I hope we don't lose her, but hearing that got me worried.
I don't want to lose any of this crew.
They're
except
great.
for Sam Kirk.
Pelia. Pelia can go, please.
Yeah.
She honestly, I hate to admit this, but she's actually grown on me a little too. She's a fun, weird, little odd comic relief at the wrong moment sometimes. Other times it's okay. I think she's all right. She's not as bad as when it started off. I was like, what the hell?
All right.
But I don't know, these last 3 or 4 episodes, she's okay. She's okay.
So
I will hate to see her go.
Yeah.
I have
But she
two
will.
more.
She will.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I have two more things on my list that just kind of didn't make sense or didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Spock says placing rockets is a nearly impossible task. No human can do it, but I can. Why is it impossible
That's what I wondered too.
for a human to put on a spacesuit? And yeah, I don't get it. I know that they needed it to be him,
Right.
so that she can see him through the window, and their love will pull them together in space or whatever. I know that's what they wanted, but it just seemed real lazy to just say I'm the only one who can do it, and here's why. They
would have been
something else.
Oh no, and this is the stupid part of this. This is really bad writing in this particular case, because all they really had to say was Spock was like, "I will do it," and if anybody starts to speak, he'll just look at him and say, "I will do it." And if anybody else tries to sit, he'll just cut him off. I will do it, and he'll just get up. He should just get up and walk out the door and just go do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
the
number one turns to someone and says he needs to do this.
Yeah, he just needs to do it. Let
That's
him do
it.
it. So
That's
that's
all it
it.
needed to be.
It's so simple. It's so simple. Now,
Actually, he needs to do it because he wants to do it, but he also wants to look for her while he's there. That's the perfect reason to put him over there.
It is. It is.
Gentry makes a good point. They needed precise locations like the rockets.
That's the only thing I could come up with as far as why only a Vulcan could do it, because he has to go over there, make some sort of mathematical judgment, figure out the exact placement, weight displacement, and he has to do some of those calculations in his head.
Right.
That's the only. But they didn't even bring that. Like if they would have modified that as part of his little speech, that would have made it a little better. But no, all they really had to say was all he had to do was just stand up and say, "I will do it," and walk out the freaking door. Like mic drop. Don't even talk to me. I'm doing it.
Right.
So the other thing that didn't make sense is they can't scan for life signs on the saucer section, but they're willing to just push it into the planet.
Yep.
And no one objected to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. That was a weird moment. Well, there's lots of weird moments in this episode, but that was one of the weirdest ones. Whereas at that moment, Spock should be pissed off, like, you're going to kill Chapel. Like, that's because that's his only motivation at this point.
There needed to be something where they figure out a way to connect to the internal sensors on the saucer section and use those sensors to look for life signs, and they can't find any.
Right.
And that's why they're like, okay, there's nobody alive over there. We're going to push this thing into the planet. But the reason that they can't detect Chapel is because she put herself in the MRI machine to hide from the Gorn or whatever. I don't know. They needed something. They needed something, and they just didn't do it. They kind of glazed over, and it didn't make sense. And I think they're worse off for it. But
very much so. And then when they get to the planet, they know it's a highly unstable. It's an area they're going into where it's very hostile, right? It's going to be a very, very hostile area. So they get all weaponed up, they get all suited up, and they turn on every fucking flashlight they have, both on their shoulders, their guns, everything, their devices, all of it. They just turn on everything, and they start scanning and pinging and just, hey, everybody, we're over here. Like I don't understand. To a species they know at this point, all they do know is that this species communicates with light. So let's just use all the lights we can use. Like, this is such a ridiculous glossed over thing that they did.
Yeah.
It would
Maybe
take
they're
2
just
seconds to realize
F you with their lights. as they're walking around.
Yeah. Come at me,
Yeah.
bro. But
Yeah.
they should have turned all the lights off. They should have turned all the devices off, and they should have walked in stealth. And then, and as far as it being black and hard to see and yada yada, then skip that part. Have them just all of
Yeah.
a sudden be inside of a building somewhere, sitting down and crouching down, and have some red shirt guy say, "I can't believe we did all of that all that way in the dark." And Pike being like, the species does communicate with light, just a funny comic moment there. Yeah, night vision, something. I mean, it is. They do have advanced tech. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So before we get to feedback,
Yeah.
Scotty.
Yes.
What do you
I
guys
was
think?
saving that for last. Yeah. Looks good for Scotty. He does. He looks good for a young Scotty. Sounds right. And also comes off as definitely able to MacGyver his way out of anything. So I liked it. I thought it was great. Now I hope he's here again for season 3 as a mainstay at this point.
I'm sure he will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I liked him. I think he looks good.
Yeah.
I think he reminds me of James Doohan. Some of his speech and his mannerisms remind me of Simon Pegg.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's like he took Simon Pegg and let's turn him down to like a 6.
Yeah.
And I think that was a good move. I liked Simon Pegg in that role, but I think he was turned up to 11 every time he opened his mouth, and it was a little too much at times. He was almost a caricature of Scotty, and I'm excited to see where this guy goes.
I can't wait till how he meets his little buddy in Strange New Worlds.
That guy's from the other the alternate timeline, but
yeah, but you can bring him in. That guy was great.
Yeah, that guy was great.
Yeah,
get down from that.
To me, like they very clearly went, well, we need a Chewbacca, but we want him to be small.
And do funny things.
Yeah. So, what do you think is going to happen? How's the cliffhanger resolved? Let's do that.
He's gonna pull. He's gonna pull out. He's gonna pull out of there.
I still think Batel dies for sure.
Yeah,
and I think her death is what frees the rest of them somehow.
Yeah, she's gonna die a hero's death.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think we'll have peace between the Gorn after all this, or will it just be more?
I don't think we'll have peace.
I don't think they'll do a full blown
communication.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do a full blown war with the Gorn kind of thing.
No, I don't think that. But I think there'll be still left a lingering threat who's maybe been injured, in some way. I also think it's funny that another season, no Cybok.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We may never see him.
I really think it was one of those things. Put it in. Let's see if the internet likes it. Oh, they didn't care. Okay, never again.
Yeah, but that's just it. It'd be funny if they did.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see T'Pring again, like in the whole series ever? Probably. I mean, in theory, we shouldn't.
Well, we have to because they're still betrothed to each other by the time TOS comes.
That's
up.
right. But they can just handle that in TOS and leave it out of this.
Well, and one of the producers was saying is they're hoping to go to 20 episode seasons. So if they do that,
really,
jeez,
yeah,
really,
I think he's just excited and
whatever. I don't see that. I don't see that
really happening. But yes,
I would love that. That's closer to the old model.
Yeah.
I'd love it too, but I just don't think that's feasible for them financially with where they're at right now.
I think we're going to come full circle. I think 2025 they're going to announce, all right, we got this crazy idea. We're putting this on broadcast television for free because everything old is new again.
100%.
Well, Una can't die, Bronson. That's the funny thing about that. Una can't die. Batel most certainly can.
Terrible episodes hurt less when there's 20 of them.
Yeah.
Or there's more bad episodes.
Yeah.
Because there's more things to write.
And someone else did mention this season has way more highs and way more lows. It was way less consistent from last season. And
That's true.
I agree with that. I think there was probably only 1 or 2 duds from last season. This season was like a half and half.
Yeah. Well, if you like the musical episode this season, when there's 20 episodes, you're gonna get one every season.
I really wanted to hate that episode. I went into that episode. I went into that episode just thinking, I am gonna hate this. I can't stand musicals. I put it off and put it off and put it off. I did not want to watch it. I almost just skipped it. And then I watched it. I actually watched the podcast first before I watched the episode. And your guys' opening reactions made me stop the podcast and then go watch the episode. Because you're right. That first song at the very beginning, when they very first sing for the first time, man, that's excellent. The way they pulled that off was so good. Yeah. And I can't stand musicals, but I mean, but that was so good. I really enjoyed that. And there are times when they do the back-to-back, it's kind of like, okay, this is too much. But when the Klingons did their K-pop thing, oh my God, I laughed so hard. I probably watched that like 6 times. It was just hilarious. There were parts of it that were painful, but man, those 2 right there were just worth the whole thing. It was so good.
Yeah. So all of those songs are up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like sing-along versions.
Spotify.
Where the lyrics come up on the screen.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a confession.
Oh, do tell.
He's memorized one of them.
I wore these last week while I was mowing the lawn. and I was mowing the lawn. And when you're mowing the lawn, you can sing along to yourself and nobody can hear you because the lawnmower's going. But I was listening to Star Trek the Musical while I was mowing the lawn last week. So whatever.
Which song?
Yeah.
Mostly the first one and the last one.
Yeah.
Mostly, he says. That means there was a few.
Yeah, no, I listened to all of them.
Okay.
But
Chazmas, you didn't.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
I really enjoyed it. So
yeah.
I didn't want to. I didn't expect to, but I did.
I didn't want to either. I didn't expect to, but I did enjoy it. All
right. Very cool. All right. Well, let's get to feedback then.
Yeah, feedback.
Open hail to
feedback. 3rd time's the charm.
Hey!
Frequency's open, sir.
Hey! I missed that. I miss all this. It's so fun. Where's awesome. I gotta see if we have any voicemails. You go ahead and do your thing. I'll look.
I do have one. We got a Packlet review. I don't know if you saw this, Chad, but we found a way to alter them.
Oh.
And make them a little more visual. So let's get to our Packlet review.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new and improved Pack-Led Review. Special thanks to host, producer, and heart of Trekcast, Daniel Reyes. And now, Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2 Finale. Hegemony. Episode 10, a Pack-Led Review. Scotty's here. He makes the ship go. Thanks for listening to a Pack-Led Review.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
he is smart.
He
makes
smart.
The ship go.
Why is Spider talking baseball? I don't know.
That's pretty good though. All he's missing is the what was the team name on DS9 when they had the
Niners?
The Niners. Yeah, I was thinking it was 9 something Niners, 69ers. I don't know why.
if you send me voicemails in the future, I can do that ahead of time.
Okay.
And all the voicemails can be little figures and yeah.
Well, this voicemail I got at 7:46 last night. So
nice.
I'll play it now.
Okay.
Hey, Chad, it's Strongbeard. Listen, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm I'm going to have to drop you as a producer of the Pack-Led Review. Listen, I'm sorry. It's just that I found somebody else that just knows how to give a better quality recording to the show. And, you know, it's not your fault, you know, and I'm still going to, you know, listen to you host, you know, from time to time. But you know, I'm sorry I had to end this way, and I'm sorry I had to tell you over voicemail. But yeah, sorry, man. You and I are done. I wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors, and hopefully we'll see you on the pod. Bye.
Wow.
You know what's great about that?
Wow.
I had no idea what he was going to say. That was a perfect. I never listened to these things ahead of time. That was absolutely.
Jasmine puts the lotion on its skin. Damn.
Oh
boy.
man, that was so
right.
good. The only other voicemail I got was your. What did it say? Your order was dropped off. Yeah, never mind. That was
Okay,
my
well, there you
DoorDash.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you got your DoorDash. That's
I
good.
did. Oh boy.
What'd you order?
I don't think we got. Oh, we got. No, we got nothing else. We got nothing else.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, we got Chazbiz waiting on the line, so let's bring him on. There he is.
Hey.
How's everybody doing?
With the
Good, man. How you
Borg
doing?
Spear right behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Borg, they're coming. So
I thought we established that was the Ferengi thing that controls Jean-Luc's mind.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Oh, it could be. I think it is.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a little guy inside there riding a motorcycle.
That's right.
Yes.
It's a little hamster on a motorcycle.
I'll get a little G.I. Joe on a motorcycle, and he
Yeah.
There you go.
The friction from it's what lights up the room.
yeah.
You're right.
Where's the British chap?
Yeah, I got nothing from Tim. Where is our British guy?
Yeah, where is Tim?
Yeah, where is? Yeah,
We're
maybe
talking to Chaz here. Go
Maybe
ahead,
the
Chaz.
musical episode blew up his mind.
Yeah, maybe.
Taking emo.
He's on strike because I wasn't here. That's what it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, Chad, watch out because Strongbeard's coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I know.
He's coming for you because he's
The
thinking
next
about
convention,
making.
he's gonna be like, "Here, Chad, drink this."
Well, he's thinking about making he wants to change the podcast to DS Mine. And
Yeah,
he
DS
wants to bring in me and Gentry, and we could be the miners. And we're a mining cast, the mining station.
I think
DS9.
I think it's been a long time since any one of you guys have been miners.
Yeah, and we could be the miners.
Yeah,
We'll just have to keep Sam Kirk away from you.
yeah, no kidding.
So the mining crew is coming for you.
There you go. So, what'd you think of the episode, Chazbiz?
I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was a good cliffhanger ending. I liked it. I was like, because I paused the show and I was like, there's only 3 minutes left. What's going to happen? And like all this stuff's going on. I was like, oh no, it's a to be continued. And now we got to wait till 2026 when it comes out.
Yeah. Year 2035, whenever it comes out.
It's gonna be the 23rd century before they resolve this cliffhanger.
And then when they slash the budget and fire all the actors that they didn't like or whatever, everybody will be replaced and they'll have cardboard.
Just
sets.
new actors for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like the old Doctor Who, and everybody has like cardboard, and nobody has armor or anything.
Yeah.
But you can see the budget was kind of slashed for this planet, because when you went on the planet, you're like, really? You went to Guthrie, Oklahoma, and you made a town.
You got to save that money for that CG with that.
No, they didn't have to go anywhere. They just dialed up Hallmark and said, "Can we use one of your sets?"
Yes. I mean, it was.
There's a few towns around here that look exactly like that town.
Oh
there's a ton of them. But I guess it makes sense because it's the undiscovered country. They're colonizing the planet, and now you got to deal with the natives, and sometimes that happens. So, and
the angry monsters that want to eat you. Either way,
yeah. I mean, you think about it, like it happened here, so we did the same thing.
Same thing with the Maquis.
Yeah, same thing with the Maquis. You had an issue with them. Cisco had to deal with the Maquis and Ellington or whatever, Eddington. And, it's one of those things is they're trying to expand. Was it not Starfleet, but the Federation?
Yeah.
And
so, what do you think will happen after the cliffhanger? Like, how do they resolve this thing?
Well, I think Patel's gonna die.
Okay.
There's no way they could save her because we all know what happens to Pike. He ends up on the planet, blah blah blah, right? And he ends up with the one lady. So Patel's gonna die, and I want to know, where is M'Benga? Because why aren't you talking to your doctor about helping Patel?
Oh, he got beamed up with the Gorn.
Oh, so he got beamed up with the Gorn. He's with the Gorn.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why Patel
He's with the Gorn, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking they could have put her in the not the transporter. What does M'Benga do when he throws him in
the buffer?
Stasis
the
chamber.
buffer.
It is a buffer.
They made that. They just quick to see what's going on. They put her in
because
stasis.
if they could throw her in the buffer, save her that way, they could possibly do that.
Yeah.
Until they could figure out how to get the eggs out of her, extract it without killing
Yeah,
her.
but they gotta have some sort of time to look at it and study it before they do that.
Yeah.
So, hence,
And there's
got to
be other medical crew besides M'Benga and Nurse Chapel on this ship.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
large ship.
Well, we've
You
seen
have-
them.
Well, yeah, because you have different shifts. You can't just be doctor.
I mean,
24/7.
there's also a colony there. There's got to be doctors on that colony. You don't start
Yeah.
a colony and not have any medical
right
staff.
But
So I
yet
had another.
somehow
I had
Chapel
another
has to go
thought.
down and give them inoculations.
Yeah.
I had another thought.
What's that?
Even if she does survive, their relationship is over because she basically told him, "You're an idiot. You made bad tactical decisions because we're involved, and that can't happen again." So she could survive, and they break up because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, he did give Nurse Chapel a bigger hug than he did her. So.
Well, I mean, and Admiral
He's like, "You're
April's like,
alive."
Admiral April's like, "I don't want this to color your judgment," and he's like, "It won't. It absolutely will, but it
It
won't."
absolutely will. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you it won't, and I'm gonna go right around and I'm gonna go get my woman.
How many times have they defied orders this season? How many
All the
times?
time.
Like Admiral April's like, what's the point of being an admiral anymore? These
Yeah,
guys aren't.
right.
going
He's like,
Guys
"Is
are the
anyone
worst.
listening to me?
Yeah.
Anyone at all?"
Yeah,
Guys are the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Like at this
yeah,
point,
he's
though,
Admiral
if he's
pushover.
The upper admirals are like, "Bob, what is it you do around here?"
Yeah.
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 It's like the
Absolutely.
well, at that
Enterprise is
point,
just
you'd think
going
he'd catch
around.
on and be like, "Okay, I want them to do this, which means they'll do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell them to do that, so that they just go
Yeah.
and do this." I mean, it's
Yeah.
really that easy.
My uncle for family barbecues, we always know he's going to be late, so we tell him that it's going to start an hour before we actually want it to start.
Oh,
And
that's
I
what
think
they
he's
do
usually
to
about
me.
15 minutes late, anyways.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
my family does to me. Then I caught on. I'm like, hey, it really starts at this time, so we could go a little later.
Just do like I do and just not show up for the family at all.
Wow.
We do have a lot of people waiting on the line, so we should.
Okay.
get that.
Yeah.
But
this-
Jazz,
this-
anything else you want to say before we get
Well,
going?
it's gonna suck because we have the strike, and it's gonna take
Way
a
too
long
much time.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time.
It's gonna be a long time, and then I guess we're gonna have to look forward to Discovery next.
It's such a shame they were
year.
going to make Star Trek 4 also, right?
Yeah.
Weren't they supposed to be shooting that now?
Yeah.
So, yeah, really weird.
Well, by the
Stop.
time they make the next Star Trek, they're going to be as old as
Yeah,
Next generation.
Shatner and
Yeah.
all them
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
movies.
They're like, we'll just
Because-
bring Shatner back. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. They're all going to be gray-headed and old, and you're like, wow, what
Yeah.
happened? And yeah, it's
Yeah.
like pretty much scrap all that. They're going to have to move forward and reboot.
Yeah.
Or like the Star Trek Generations. I'm ready for the next. Like, let's get out of this timeline and let's move.
Yeah, they
forward.
need to reboot as the
Or-
next generation.
Or it's the next Expendables movie.
Yeah.
Is Star Trek Expendables.
Yeah. And next
sure.
season, I want to see aliens. I want to see strange new worlds.
You want to
I want
explore
to
it in the
explore
exploring show.
Yeah, I want to. have more than one alien. Like name the aliens that Discovery, Voyager, or Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, and Discovery. Like all them, nobody's added anything. Even Picard.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen a Strange New World? Can you name a new alien besides Saru's race, the Kelpians? Out of 4 TV shows.
The moth people on Discovery.
Yeah,
I don't know. I barely watched that show.
Yeah, exactly. That was the only thing I remember was the moth people. I was like, oh, that's kind of unique. And then they dumped them and went forward.
Yeah.
But I want to see exploration. I want to see the human condition and aliens.
Yep.
I miss that.
All right.
Agreed.
Cool.
So,
Well, thanks, Chazbiz.
Okay. I'll see you next
buddy.
time.
All right. Bye.
See you guys. Or see you, Chaz. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
now we have huh?
I almost was like, see you guys. And oh wait, no, we got more.
We got more. We got in Gorn.
T-Bear.
Red shirt.
Yeah.
T-Bear and red shirts.
Yeah.
Tell's gonna go bye.
Yeah. So what'd you think?
Well, first of all, I was thrown off by the cliffhanger. I wasn't expecting a cliffhanger at all.
Yeah.
But it just brings me back to the best of both worlds. Best of both worlds era where crap, they got the card. What do we do now? And it was kind of like a similar thing. And I like what they did with Scotty. I was kind of pissed because I didn't get a chance to watch it till last night since I was out of town. And I was scanning through Facebook and there was like one of those video articles that just had a picture and it mentioned something engineer. And I'm like, crap.
Oh no.
That's what happens.
Dang it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even mentioning it and everything, but you kind of know a guy in a red shirt.
Yeah.
You kind of know that was Scotty when they said engineer. So, but I was happy. I think they did a great job. I'm excited to see where it goes because we all thought he was on the Enterprise because of that one was it season 1 where you could hear a Scottish voice.
Yeah.
But they kind of give him a different backstory. It feels like.
Yeah. Different ships and all that. So.
But yeah, the way he engineered his way out and got away, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It just seemed very Scotty to me, something he would do, and it kind of
very much
foreshadows what he does in the Genolan. Was it Genolan?
Yep.
When so I don't know. Maybe this is where he learns how the pattern buffer technology or technique that only Mbenga shares with him. So
So he's a liar, is what you're saying. He makes he makes it out like it was his idea.
Yeah.
Well,
either that or the 0.001% of his pattern that degraded is the part that remembered where he learned to do that.
There you go.
What he did extend it from maybe a year or two or so many months to 70 something years or something. So I think that was his real trick that he did without degradation. So I think that was he still has that genius that I give him credit for. At least.
Okay.
Yeah.
People have lasted that long. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be bored for the next couple years.
Years.
Yeah. Well, we got Lower Decks coming up.
Yeah.
Followed by finally being done with Discovery.
That's true.
So each one of those episodes that we cover is going to be kind of like fun from the idea that this is almost the last one to horrible.
That and if every other episode I let Scott or Gentry fill in for me, I mean I only have to do 5.
Yeah, hey, that's a great
chat.
plan. That's a great plan.
There you go. You guys can go take your vacations. Let the was it Alpha Shift or Beta Shift take over.
There you go. Yeah, Beta Shift. Let the fourth shift or whatever it was, fourth shift come in.
Right on.
Fourth shift rotation.
Delta shift.
Yeah.
I just want to get some closure on Disco at this point. I don't expect much. I just hope that whatever quest they're going on isn't going to be something where it's the end of the universe if they don't succeed. it would be better off if they just left it as, you know what, let's just go in the name of science or archaeology. We want to find this artifact. Has no
They've
bearing on
already
whether or
set
not
that up,
everyone
though.
survived.
Yeah, they've already
They've
set it up.
already
They've
already
some
set it
mystery
up.
box,
Another
literally a
end of the
box.
universe thing. Yeah, I mean, they just can't help themselves. Every
They can
season
still
has to
edit
be
it.
that.
They can still edit it.
You're like this. Like, come on.
Yes.
It's going to be the end of, instead of someone coming in and saying it's going to be the end of the universe as we know it. It's going to be the end of the museum. If we don't, just someone clips in and changes the word.
Well, you know what they might do because of the strike? They say, hey, we got 10 episodes. They're about an hour long each. How about we break them up into 20 half-hour episodes, and we can stretch this out longer for another, just to fill in the gap.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Release them all at once.
Drop them all at once. Yep.
Do the whole season on one episode and move on.
I'm just hoping for Prodigy instead. So
Yeah, we don't have any updates on Prodigy. They're trying to sell it allegedly.
They brought the Doctor back.
Yeah, I know. All right, man.
Anyways,
anything else you want to bring up?
Nope. Just
All right.
excited for Lower Decks. So see you guys in a couple weeks.
All right, yeah. For sure. Yeah.
All right. She's gone. Bye.
We should perfect the Klingon pop thing though for like a convention or something. Somebody
I
needs to
promise
do
you
that.
at the next STLV there will be the Klingon pop.
Somebody's got to be able.
Somebody's going to dress up like
so
that.
good, so good.
It's going to happen. So,
Yep.
All right. Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And then we got our last one waiting on the line, Hipster Spock. So let's bring him on.
Pavel.
Yeah. What's
Long
up, buddy?
time, buddy. Oh, he's outside. Look at that.
Look at those glasses.
Wow.
He's competing with Dan.
Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Okay, I'm outside. I'm in one of these squares here in Poland, and let me just show you some of these sites.
There's no Gorn there, is there?
What?
There's no Gorn over there, is there? It
No
looks like
Gorn.
a small town. It could at any moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is. So yeah. Just wanted to pop in and say hello and everything.
Yeah. Thanks.
And yeah. One question, like, okay, you said that you mentioned that there was going to be like a 20 episode thing, and I really like that idea. Now, would you rather have 20 episodes of like one thing like Strange New Worlds, or a bunch of different shows with 10 episodes each?
I would like to go deeper into these characters.
Yeah.
I would, you think back to Deep Space Nine, and you think back to TNG, and you think about Voyager. There was, this is a Geordi episode where the A story is a story about Geordi, and then the B and C story are just the regular goings on the ship. I would like to see an Erica Ortega's story where,
Yeah, that would be great.
she goes home on leave.
Yeah.
And it's a story about her, and come to find out her dad was in Starfleet and he was a pilot too, and whatever relationship they have and drama that's going on between the two of them. And yeah, the B story is we cut back to what's going on the ship when someone else is flying the ship this week. When you have a 10 episode season, I feel like you don't get stuff like that.
That's true.
No.
Right.
So
Like-
I am all for the 20 episode seasons again. Absolutely.
Yep.
But you only get one series at a time, though. Like, okay, maybe one series a season, or I mean a year, rather than like 2 or 3 different shows. That might be the caveat, because it costs so much.
Yeah, I don't know. How many Law and Orders do they have at a time? How many NCISs do they have at a time?
Those are so much cheaper to produce and so much faster to produce.
That's true too. But what you could do, you could produce it, right? You could do like what Hulu does. You air it on broadcast TV. That's where it premieres. The next day, it's on streaming.
Yeah.
So you can have the streaming if you want, and that's it.
So here's the thing, Chad. Erica Ortega is back on Earth visiting her parents. Doesn't cost anything to produce.
Yeah. Oh, I
and
get
when you have episodes like that are character driven rather than special effects driven, you can actually bring your costs down by doing that. If you make us care about these characters and then give us stories about these characters, not the technology that they're using, it's not as expensive. You know, bottle episodes, some of the best TNG episodes are bottle episodes where they just use the sets that they have.
That's true.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think like 20 episode things, like okay, if you have a musical episode or if you have a episode that was just off, it's just a small percentage and everything else spackles that over, and no harm, no foul, right? But then if you have 10 episodes and you have like 1 or 2 or 3 episodes where it's bad, then that's a big chunk of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
And your whole season's ruined, basically.
Yeah.
So
can be.
What do you think will happen in how do they resolve the cliffhanger?
Well, it's gonna happen in the first 10 minutes of the next episode anyway, because that's how they always do it, right?
Okay.
Pike might decide, okay, fuck it, let's am I allowed to curse on here?
It's too late now.
Too late now, buddy.
Go for it.
But Pike might just say, oh fuck it, let's just blast them all, right?
Yeah.
And then, or they might just hightail it out of there and then get the cavalry and then go back to the planet to try to save the people on the Gorn ships and then the planet and all that stuff.
Right.
And then with Battelle, yeah, sorry for a plane, but I think you're gonna die. Because he's gonna. Because if Battelle had been alive, they would have said something about it on the menagerie or something, right? And he wouldn't be going back to Talos to Reyna, right? That the blonde haired girl,
right?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think Battelle's gonna survive. And I mean, there was a post on it on this Trek thing where she's had a bad time with a bottle of ketchup, and yeah, that's
what
pretty
I'm
much.
totally lost now.
Yeah.
There's a picture with the lady who played Battelle, and she's got all types of red stuff on her.
Okay.
And it's like ketchup on her, and it's and that's kind of like saying, oh yeah,
foreshadowing that she dies.
She's in big trouble.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
but one last thing, when they talked about bring down the force field or whatever, I got like Return of the Jedi vibes on that. Like the planet is Endor or something.
Yeah. That's funny. I can't wait for the Ewoks to come out and celebrate when they beat them.
I hope they played the Yub Yub song.
There you go. They better.
Yub.
Pike knows the words.
That's the next musical.
That is the next musical. Yes.
Yub.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
hopefully we don't have to wait that long, but I'm not very optimistic, but talk to you later. Thanks.
All right, talk to you later.
Thanks.
All right. We did have one question from Duvall who asked us, what do we think the Gorn was trying to get the command codes for? But we kind of talked about that already. So
yeah.
I
mean, it's speculation, obviously, but I mean, from my standpoint, the only thing they'd want to get is information on locations, deployments, ship types.
He wants He wants Trip's catfish recipe.
Oh, now wouldn't that be hilarious if they're
Yeah.
trying to get like real tactical data and all they can find is these people showing other people
Yeah.
dishes, like
Yeah,
all
like
they get
personal
is-
logs and
like
stuff
like
like
it's
that.
like Instagram. That's all they get is Instagram photos.
Feline supplement number 47.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Uh,
All right.
They want Porthos. You hush your mouth.
That's
You do
right.
not-
No.
You do not harm a hair on his head.
Not my special boy.
Nope.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
anything else you guys want to bring up before we go?
No, that's it.
No, that's it.
That's all I had, man. Great show. Glad to be back in the
Yeah.
swing of it.
Yeah. Good to see
We're
you
gonna
guys.
do one in 2 weeks, I guess. We're gonna have a break
do
or
it-
what?
Yeah, we'll do it in 2 weeks.
Not that I need
Okay.
a break. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Put me in,
I'm
coach.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you had a break.
Yeah.
We'll do it in 2 weeks. It'll probably be the predictions because we'll go through predictions for Lower Decks.
Okay.
And there we go.
All right.
All right. Well,
cool.
thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks.
All right.
All
Great
right.
to
See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for guest hosting.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines, so I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?